Hey everybody, it's King Koopas here, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Bioshock. Now, Bioshock was an FPS released in 2007, and is a spiritual successor to System Shock. System Shock was also an FPS released, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s, I don't know, I haven't looked into it, I'll maybe post something on screen, I don't care. But anyway, this game pretty much modernized System Shock, and let me tell you, this game is awesome. This was one of the first FPSs I played. It wasn't the first, but it was up there. Like, it was after the my Half-Life period, because I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I got it shortly after Half-Life. I got this game, and I played through it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down, and to this day, I still love this game. It has so much replay to it. And in my opinion, this game and Half-Life 2 are my two favorite FPSs of all time. Well, single-player FPSs of all time. Because, to me, they're just the pinnacles of gameplay, design, story. And this game pretty much set the standard, along with Half-Life, set the standard for me for what an FPS truly was. So, enough about me gushing over. Let's go ahead and start a new game. And I say it, new game. We're going to be playing through on the medium difficulty because I believe that's the funnest difficulty. Hard is actually... well, this game isn't hard. And I'll explain why once we actually get into the main meat of it. But I like playing on medium. It's a decent enough challenge. You're probably not going to die if you're experienced enough, but... yeah. Don't play on easy. Easy pretty much turns the game into a shooting gallery, so I wouldn't play it on easy. It kind of ruins the experience. Alright, enough of me babbling. Let's go ahead and start medium. Before we do, I want to leave you with a quote. Something to think about as we play through the game, because it's kind of a theme. And for those of you who played the game, you know the significance of this quote. In the end, what separates a man from a slave?
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Now, if you were an idiot like me when you first played this game, this isn't a cutscene. You can look around, and you can move. Kind of a nice thing, wouldn't you agree? Anyway, beginning off here at Bioshock, as you can see, we are a no-named person. Actually, his name is Jack, but I don't really know how you know that unless you read the wiki. But anyway, it looks like our plane has crashed over the Atlantic Ocean, and that's, as I've said in a previous take, I don't understand why this is on fire. I guess because the oil's floating, but... yeah. Give me a sec. I don't think something's enabled. Let me check something. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure something was enabled, because I had to cancel my last take because of that. Okay, I'm not sour. What is that? What is that, like, A with... I don't know. This is, like, takes back in, like, the 1960s, so if it is, like, a real brand of airplane, I don't know, and I'm not American, so I wouldn't know anyway. Anyway... we seem to have crashed by this weird lighthouse in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know about you, but I haven't heard of too many lighthouses in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. You know, just saying. If you've heard of any, feel free to write them down in the comments. This one doesn't count, by the way. But anyway, something I should make clear as we're going up here to the stairs. This is, you can only do this on PC, but I have enabled anti-aliasing and astrobics filtering, so as you can see, All the textures and whatnot are max quality. Everything is crystal clear. There's no jaggies and all that other snazzy stuff. So this is pretty much the best that the game can possibly look. You can force stuff through the NVIDIA control panel if you're using an NVIDIA card. Or I believe you can do it in ATI Catalyst if you know what you're doing, but I don't know how to do it because I haven't used ATI in years now. Okay, and I've also, you know, made some different things in mouse physics, or mouse acceleration and mouse smoothing. You can get that disabled, and I highly recommend you do that because this game's a pain in the ass to control. If you don't have those two things disabled, I'll post a link in the description to a guide on how you can disable that on PC. Okay, now that I'm done getting it out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into this weird lighthouse that has no light in it. Yeah, this is not what I call... Oh no, I guess darkness is a kind of light. I mean, it's no light, so I guess you can count it as a kind of light. What do we got here? In what country is there a place for people like me? No gods or kings, only man. So apparently this guy does not like gods or kings. Well, kings I can understand, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into the religious arguments because you're just asking for trouble over the internet when you don't have, or when you're talking about religious stuff. So what do we got here? We got science, industry, and art. Almost like cornerstones of whatever this is. And there's a big R there. I wonder what that could mean. So we go into here, and it says bathysphere lever. Now, I don't know about you, but even if I was stranded in a lighthouse, I wouldn't go down this. I'd be a little weary. I'm like, well, I can either sit here for a few days and contemplate, and hopefully maybe someone will happen to drive by, because, you know, it's not like boat travel was uncommon at this time. You know, maybe rummage through the debris and see if you can find, like, an emergency flare or something. Or go down into this weird, what looks like cylindrical submarine, and potentially get myself killed. You only live once. Now, I don't know about you, but after crashing into the ocean, going underwater would be the last thing I want to do. And by the way, as we're going down here, I want you to visualize that this is 2007. Like, just think that this is 2007 and really just take in this opening.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
Now, I don't know about you, but to this day, this introduction to Rapture still gives me the chills. Because let me tell you, this is, in my opinion, still one of the greatest ways to open a game ever. My jaw hit the floor when I first saw this. It looks like we got something coming through the radio. So it looks like we got two mysterious voices already down here in this weird underwater city known as Rapture. And I don't know why, but if you name a city Rapture, you're kind of asking for trouble. You know, just my opinion.
One more minute. The spear's coming up now. Johnny, security's banging off all over. Get a move on.
Well, that guy got fucked. I think it's easy to say that. And what the fuck are you?
Is it someone new?
No, it isn't. I am no one. Holy shit, dude! Like, have a cookie or something. Whatever you do, just no, man. No. What are you doing? Stop! Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't want this. Maybe I should have just stayed back at the lighthouse. Like, you know, I would have. No, do not want. Do not want, do not want. So now we're trapped in here, so let's go ahead and pick up the strange radio from a weird voice that we've never heard. What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground. Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind. We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Welcome to Rapture, my friends, the strange underwater city. Rapture, what do we got here? Rapture is dead. We're not... Okay, apparently that sign really didn't want me to read it. Well, you know what I say to you? You know what I say to you? You know what I say to you? Yeah, that's what I say to you. Anyway, going over here, we have these weird things called the Vita Chambers. Now, what are these? This is basically how dying works in this game. When you die, instead of, you know, going back to a checkpoint or something, you'll respawn in these Vita Chambers. That means that death is not permanent. So you can die as many times as you want and you can keep playing. So death really isn't an issue. However, the thing is, if you die, you lose resources. And let me tell you, there are different things in this game. Like, for example, you can get health potions, and dying will cause you to lose some of those. Not health potions, health kits. Excuse me, I've been playing way too much. Way too many, League of Legends. There we go. I don't know about you, but I would take my chances in this water over here. I don't know about you, but I would take my chances just sitting here. Maybe I'm sure in one of these suitcases, someone packed like a lunch or something. I can live with it being soggy. I'd rather not have my intestines spurted out. Okay, enough wasting time. Let's keep going. Rapture is dead. All bathysphere travel is now denied. So it looks like Rapture is in a state of ruin. Yeah, I don't want to go forward, but...
Just a bit further. How do you like that, sister? Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody splicer sealed Johnny in before they... Goddamn splicers.
Now, I don't know about you, but that didn't look human. That's just my 2 cents. I love these guys. These are the main enemies in the game called splicers. They are absolutely hilarious if you listen in on their dialogue. Dialogue. Anyway, we got our first weapon, the wrench. This is the basic melee weapon of the game. And let me tell you, this thing can be hella fun to use if you know what you're doing. And a burning couch. Because why not? And now we get into our first little bit of combat. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Die. 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 Absolutely no strategy, just keep hitting them over the head. And now for one of the biggest things you're going to want to know. In this game, you can search bodies and containers. Just walk up to a body and press your use key to search them. And you can also pick up some other gun. Like, I'm going to eat potato chips and pep bars, because why not? And I'm just going to hit that because I really effing hate it. I want my stuff. Get used to that. It's actually kind of humorous. You don't actually hold any inventory or anything. You just kind of scarf it down. So if you find like chips in the trash, just eat it. It's not like it'll kill you. It's not like you've probably been sitting in there for a year. Year-old potato chips. Oh. Okay, anyway. Let's go over here and... Wait, what's it say here? Plasmids. What the hell is a plasmid, you may ask? Well, if we go through here... I'm just collecting stuff. If you look over to the top left-hand corner, you can see a whole bunch of things. You can see actually 2 things. The red bar is your current health. The number beside it shows you how many health kits you have. The more, if I don't know what key it is by default, but you can use your health kits and those will heal you for a certain amount. It starts out as a full heal, but as you go on, the health kits will become less and less effective. So, I'll explain why. It's mainly because you get more health, but... And the other one is your Eve meter. We'll get into Eve in a second, but we got what's called a Gatherer's Garden. I really don't like this damn wind. I don't know why. We got Electro Bolt. So now, I'm just gonna put this into perspective. We had a plane crash at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. We went down to this weird underwater city that is in ruin, and now we're gonna start injecting ourselves with experimental drugs. I cannot see this going bad in any way whatsoever.
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him. Yeah, let's buck. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow always have been. You'll be no better off with Metal Daddy, little fish. See you floating, alrighty.
I have way too effing high for this shit.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
You alright, boyo? First time plasmid's a real kick from a mule. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Alrighty, and here we go. Now we're being introduced to one of the most important mechanics, well probably, yeah, one of, I'm not going to say the most. These are called plasmids. Plasmids are basically a drug which alters your genetic code, lets you essentially have superpowers. Like right now, we have electricity! We can fire electricity from our hands and destroy everything. But however, it comes at a cost. Every time we use our Electrobolt, as you can see, it uses up a little bit of our Eve. That's the blue bar. If we run out of Eve, we have to inject ourselves with more Eve. Those are the Eve potions, or Eve hypos that you can see scattered around. You run out of Eve, you can't use your plasmids, so use them accordingly. So anyway, let's go ahead and go here, and as you can see, we got this shorted out door. So the most logical thing to do would be to hit it with electricity, even though that would probably short it out even more, because, you know, logic. And we could go through there, but I think this is a good enough place to stop here. And the next part, I think we're going to continue on with our exploration of Rapture. And see if we can figure out what the hell happened to this city. So with that, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.